Hey folks, it's Lauren from Snowy's here with the Oztrail Medina chair.
Hit it.
Got a huge 180 kilo weight rating, a built-in cooler storage pocket, a couple of other pockets for your knickknacks, and it even fits a wine glass. Hold up fam, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any awesome content on the Snowy's channel. Let's get into it. So the Medina chair wears, or Modena chair, Modena, not sure how you want to pronounce it, but it weighs about 4.5 kilos. And obviously it comes in this storage bag here with a nice long webbing strap to carry it over your shoulder. But it's also not too long if you just want to sort of carry it around on your hand like so. Now packed up, it's about 95 centimeters tall by around about 22 centimeters-ish square. So it's got a drawstring top on the bag. Obviously you got this sort of mesh panel here for breathability, which is a pretty nifty little feature, I guess, when your chair might be in storage for a long time. Now I'm just going to peel the bag off like so and pop the chair out. And just like pretty much every other quad fold chair, which I'm sure most people are familiar with, it just folds out and open like this. Now, when the chair is set up, you're looking at around about 1 meter square in terms of width and depth on the chair here. And the top of the chair sits at about 60 centimeters high. When you're looking at the height of the actual chair or the seat itself, it's about 46 centimeters. The material of the chair is like a heavy duty 600 denier polyester. So it's quite a thick, heavy duty material there. We've got a couple of little bits of piping, which I think are more of a design element than functionality here. We've got a padded headrest in the back of the chair. Now, some of the chairs come with a zip for you to either pull out or add more padding in, but this one is a fixed padded headrest. And we've also got a 19 mil stainless, 19 mil powder coated steel frame. Now the chair itself is pretty well known amongst the winos in the camping community because of some great features. The first one, namely being on this arm here, a little gadget in the cup holder section, which is designed to keep your wine glass nice and stable. So depending on the size of your wine glass, it shouldn't really matter because as you can see, the hole here is large enough for pretty much any sort of stem you can think of to sit through, and the little divot allows the cup to sort of slide in and then sit a little bit lower, so it's not easily going to sort of pop in and out of that little holder space like so. You probably also in this section here have enough room to pop in a wine bottle if you want to just hold it stored there, but obviously if you've got a wine bottle in there, you're not going to be able to get your glass out. If you're not using a wine glass, you'll probably notice that this is also a lot larger than other cup holder options, which is really great for 1 litre or 1.2 litre drink bottles these days, especially the insulated ones, which come with a much larger diameter. Now on the underside of your little wine glass arm, we've got a storage pocket here. Now there's a couple of different options. The first one being your little drink holder. Now it is a little bit smaller, obviously compared to this section up the top, but I've got a soft drink can here that we'll see if this one fits in. Right, so that fits in quite well. There's not a huge amount of room left over. You probably would fit a stubby in this one, I reckon. But as you can see, because of how low the pocket sits over the frame, the bag's not going to be tilted forward by the weight of it, and the pocket itself is also quite deep in covering that whole can. So it's quite a secure spot there for you to put your drink. You've also got a couple of other mesh pockets with elastic on the top here that stretches out a bit for Oztrail's suggestion is your sunglasses and your phone, and a larger pocket here for your books, magazines, newspapers, sort of anything else that you might want to stash in that pocket. We've also got in this back corner here, before I fully rotate the chair around, we've got this little strap. Now this is a fixed strap and it is designed for you to be able to, once the chair is folded up, carry this over your shoulder without having to put the storage bag on, but I will show you that when it comes to the pack up time. Now we've also got a couple of buckles on the back here that helps keep the frame together when you're packing up the chair. But in terms of features on the back, we're pretty much all done and dusted there. Now moving around to this other arm, you can see we have a little bit of a pocket. Now in this pocket, we have a very important accessory, which is our bottle opener. Now we've got a couple of also little other pockets here, mesh pockets. So I'm not really sure potentially what you would fit in there, because it does sort of seem a little bit small. Maybe if you've got a bottle opener like a corkscrew or something like that. Now going to the cooler pocket, you will see when I open it up here, we've got that sort of classic silver insulated picnic bag or lunchbox lining. It's not going to be fully seam sealed or waterproof, so I wouldn't be going for sort of ice cubes and things like that, but you could definitely get away with tucking a couple of ice packs in. And now I'm pretty sure, given the size of the bag and some other features on this chair, that you could even fit a Riesling bottle or a wine bottle or something like that in. So let's have yeah, see, look, that fits perfectly. I can fully zip that up, and it's nice and snug and secure in there, and I've still got loads of room to potentially put in, as I mentioned before, a couple of ice packs to keep that nice and cool. Now we're going to twist the chair around and I'll have a bit of a sit down. We'll give it a comfort test. Now I am 5'7" or 170 centimeters, so you'll get a bit of an indicator in terms of height, I suppose, and comfort of this chair. Now it's quite, sitting in it immediately, I feel like the natural position in this chair is upright, but I can actually sort of relax and lean back here. The padding on the headrest is not quite reaching beyond my shoulders, so it's not like I can put my head back on it or anything like that, but I do definitely sort of feel supported across the shoulder, and the position that I'm sitting in doesn't feel like I'm too reclined where I would need a headrest, if that makes sense. The width of the chair and armrests here is sort of quite comfortable. It's definitely good sort of getting in and out of the chair. There's definitely good purchase there for your hands to sort of weight bear to help push yourself out. I can easily reach the pockets on either side without too many issues at all. So all in all, in terms of sort of comfort and accessibility, you are looking pretty good. Now, another element to consider when you are picking a camp chair is whether or not you want the versatility of eating at a table. So I've got a little camp table here, just to give you a bit of an indication of what that would look like. Now, obviously, the size of your table or the height of your camp table that you use might be a bit different, but as you can see, there's no issues with me sitting more in this upright position. It's very, as I mentioned, when I first got into the chair, it seems like quite a natural position to sit in because the seat itself is quite well supported. And eating dinner, playing cards, anything like that around a table is not going to be an issue in this chair at all. Now, as I mentioned way at the beginning of the video, it does have a 180 kilo weight rating. So obviously it's going to be a nice, sturdy and strong chair for you. So there was a couple of little features that I showed you in terms of packing up the chair. So we'll run through those in just a minute. But first things first, with a classic quad fold chair, you're just literally lifting up the sort of opposing corners of the frame until the chair comes together. Now we're going to tuck in this little back section, so we've got as much of the padding in the chair sort of inside the frame as we can, and we can click this little thing, a little like buckle here together, and tighten up that strap like so, which is a little bit stiff being mostly a new chair, and then that can help to keep the frame together. Now, once the frame is together, unlike sort of more basic, I guess, basic quad fold chair options, when you have a lot of features like storage pockets or cooler bags, etc., you're going to have a fair bit more fabric that you need to sort of consider in the pack up, and making sure you're tucking it in to get that packed chair size as compact as you can for the ease of getting it back into the storage bag. So we're just going to tuck all those little bits and pieces in nice and tight like so. Now from here, we've obviously, as I mentioned before, we can pull this sort of little shoulder strap out, and that little padded thing. So in a pinch, if I didn't have the storage bag, I can just pop this over my shoulder and carry it around. And it's, you know, obviously it's not ideal, but it's also not that big a deal either if you have lost a storage bag and you just want to carry it around nice and easily. So putting that strap back in and grabbing the storage bag, we will go feet first. Now, everyone probably has a different method of packing up their quad fold chairs. I know some people like to put the big padded chair in first, but I just prefer the foot end for myself personally. Now, once we sort of get to here, I find it better to make sure you're pulling the rest of the bag up so the base of the chair or the feet of the chair is right in the bottom of that bag. Then you're going to have all the rest of this material here nice and loose, ready to just sort of ease up over the top of your chair section. So once that's all fully covered, like so, we'll be able to just pull that drawstring closed and away you go. So that's it for the Austrail Moderna chair, a really great option for the wine lovers in the camping world. You can get this at snowies.com.au at our low prices every day.